What a night in the capital region.
You say that again. The capital region rocked by the severe weather that passed through. Severe storms pounding the area with wind, lightning, and torrential rain. This is in Hudson, where the steeple at the former Lutheran church on 6th Street crashed right down into the street. Luckily, nobody was hurt.
Well, tonight, communities throughout the capital region are cleaning up. Storm debris litters streets and front lawns all over the place. This is Mariahville. Police in nearby Rotterdam were so overwhelmed at one point they asked people to stay off the roads. We will take you all over the region, but first, Chief Meteorologist Steve LaPointe tracked the storms throughout the night. And Steve, you warned us that this might very well happen, and it did.
Yeah, I tell you what, those pictures from Rotterdam and Mariahville, very telling. We had very strong rotation on radar at that time. Yet to be seen whether it was a tornado that caused that damage. Instant Doppler 6 showing the bulk of it is gone. Last of it kind of exiting Litchfield County. Couple little showers trying to pop up in Greene County, but that is really very minor. The scene, of course, much different earlier. Lots and lots of lightning strikes like this. Great photograph from Jim Reedy. This was posted to my Facebook page. The storm's prolific lightning producers, heavy rainmakers. Great shot from Elisa Johnson-Shaw down in Red Hook, Dutchess County. Now, you might think it's a wall cloud. It's not. This is what we call a shelf cloud formation. As a thunderstorm comes in, you get that rush of rain-cooled air like this, interacts with the warm air in advance and causes uplift. And we had that shelf cloud formation. Reports of damaging wind, though, pretty widespread across the mid-Hudson Valley. This is probably the most telling picture I've seen all night. Scott Halter emailing this to me. This shot near I-890 in a region where we had very strong rotation on Doppler weather radar. It certainly does look like a funnel cloud, potentially a tornado touchdown here. We won't know until National Weather Service damage survey crews go out and take a look at some of the damage like this. Another picture posted to my Facebook page from Lynn. This is Schenectady. That's just a giant tree that was uprooted, blown down by the very powerful winds, and of course a lot of beautiful rainbow shots. Mark Perella right here on Balltown Road across from Niskayuna High School. Beautiful double rainbow as that severe weather did kick out of the region. Now, there is a thunderstorm chance tomorrow. I'm thinking it's a much, much smaller chance, Dory, but I'll talk more about that in the next couple of minutes.
All right, and we will see you then, Steve. Well, the cleanup from today certainly will take days. In some spots, though, the process already has begun. The storm toppled a number of trees and flipped over a camper here in someone's yard. This is back in Mariahville. Homeowners and tree crews have a lot of work ahead of them. Our Craig Smith is live right now in another hard-hit spot, the town of Colony. And Craig, the people there tell you that the storms caused plenty of scares for them, too.
No question, Dory. You talk about trees that were toppled and uprooted. We have one here right behind me that was basically just snapped off about halfway up. That's, I'm estimating that's about 60 feet up to where that tree broke off. And a good chunk of that came right down on this house. The fellow who lives here, you'll hear from in a minute on tape. He was inside at the time. He was in the bedroom upstairs, and he will describe to you what it was like to see the tree come down and to hear it. It was something that he says he'll never forget. We also want to show you some of the pictures that we took earlier tonight from around the area. We were in Cohoes when the storm seemed to be hitting the hardest. This is about 10 past 7 on Saratoga Street. This is the view near the Hess station as the winds were really whipping up there and the trees moving along. The streets were a mess, flash flooding right out in front of Hot Dog Charlie's there. Over in Colony, similar scene. It looked like a small lake in front of Guptill's. And right on Route 9 in front of Guptill's, the same thing. We saw 2 or 3 people come splashing through that water there. Like there was no real risk of anybody getting stuck in there. We went through a little bit of water like that ourselves at one point. In Latham, a utility pole. This is just about a block away from here. And it's an odd scene over there I'll tell you more about later. This is on Grandview. It's behind Lowe's, basically, on Route 9. A woman who lives here in that house told me she was inside the house. She saw the winds looking through the window. She saw the wind in the trees, but she didn't see much else.
And then the power started popping to the house, and the next thing I knew, we had no power. And my neighbor contacted me on the phone to see if I was okay, and I said yes. The power lines were down. I could see them, but I didn't know the tree was down. I thought the pole came down. You know, I know the pole snapped up there, but yeah, so luckily it came through the middle of both houses, and nobody got hurt.
It missed your house by what, 6 or 7 feet?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's okay as long as nobody got hurt.
Oh, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like your life flashes before your eyes, you know. I've never had that happen to me, but tonight it happened.
Could you see the tree as it fell?
Yes. Yes, not all the way, not the whole time, but there was a portion where my view from the window, it looked like the tree was coming right at me.
It's a bit of an odd scene here on Kunker Avenue in this area in Colony and Latham. That scene where you saw the phone pole, the utility pole snapped in half, it's pitch black over there. There's just a couple of flares in the street at the moment. No security around, no police. National Grid's not over there yet trying to get things back in order. Our light here that you see splashed on this house is just about one of the only lights in the neighborhood at the moment. That won't last for long, though, and the neighbors here in the dark are certainly hoping that the utilities are returned as soon as possible. We're live in Latham. Craig Smith, CBS 6 News.